Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been 2 years since I decided to grow my hair out. Exactly, actually. It was May 15th, 2018 when I went to a really stupid wig party in Atlanta and I was inspired to grow my hair out, and today is May 15th, 2020, so I thought I would do a quick update video. I did not realize that my hair was wavy / curly until recently. I've been dabbling in the curly girl method, but obviously I'm wearing my hair curly today. This is what it looks like on fresh wash day, probably about 6 hours ago. I've just been letting it air dry ever since, but I thought that I would show you guys what it looks like on day 1 when I wash it. The rest of my video is done, I believe, on day 2. I filmed it last weekend. I've been washing my hair once a week. I mean, maybe twice a week would be better, but in these crazy coronavirus times, I have definitely been lazy and washing it 1 time a week. And I'll go into a little bit of the routine later, but wanted to do a quick intro. I have not done a video on YouTube in about a year. I've been moving. I decided to move from the city into the slight suburbs, so I probably live about 15 minutes outside of the city, so I'm still close to everything. But by moving here, I was able to turn the old place into a real estate property, and then in my new house I have an extra bedroom that I have become a super host on Airbnb with, so I'm really enjoying that. But anyway, welcome back to my channel. Let's get started, and it's good to see you guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's May 2020, and when I decided to grow my hair out, it was May of 2018, and ever since then I have only had 2 haircuts. I have not really cut the front of my hair. I've had 2 haircuts just to even out the back, because you know when it grows from the lower points of your head it's longer. So I've had 2 haircuts just to trim up the back, but the biggest thing that I've noticed is I did not realize that my hair was wavy / curly until recently. In the past, I've always let my hair dry in a wet ponytail, and then I would kind of, and then I would let it go from the ponytail and it would be straight, except the bottom tip was always kind of curled. And so I've been watching some videos on the curly girl method, and I've been doing most of that. And just at a high level, I would say what I've been doing is I've learned how to condition properly. I have learned how to kind of scrunch and encourage the curls and the waves as it's drying. It's called plopping. So I'll use one of those terry cloth things that you wrap around your head and you button up, and that'll kind of hold your hair in while it's soaking up the conditioner, but it's also kind of letting out the water all at the same time. And at the same time that I'm doing that, I basically put some gel in it that will kind of lock in the curl pattern. You really don't want to break it up, so you never use a brush ever. That's the biggest thing. And then a kind of intermediate skill that I've learned is after the gel dries, you have the curl pattern locked in, but you don't want your hair to look like it has gel in it when you go out. So there's a term called what's it called? Scrunch the crunch, where you basically put like cream or essential oils on your hand and you kind of crunch out the crunchiness of the gel. I will say one big part of the curly girl method that I do not agree with is they don't let you use traditional shampoo with sulfates because they think that it strips the hair, which maybe that's true, but after doing a lot of research, I mean, sulfates are the only thing that can strip dirty stuff from your hair. And if you look at how history repeats itself, about 5 or 10 years ago, the product called Wen, W-E-N, that was really popular. And that was supposed to be really like super healthy for your hair. And essentially what it was using conditioner instead of shampoo, so you were avoiding sulfates. And a lot of people, they filed lawsuits. I'll have to do some research to see if I can put some sources to back it up, but I think a lot of people filed lawsuits because their skin, they were developing skin conditions from buildup of product and lack of cleaning and lack of exfoliating, and they developed dandruff and their hair was falling out. And so I have been doing the curly girl method in terms of encouraging the curls to happen, and I've been doing the curly girl method in terms of conditioner, leave-in conditioner, putting the gel in, plopping your hair and letting it dry in its curl formation, and then kind of scrunching the crunch after that. And also avoiding heat use. I mostly let my hair air dry. It's just when I take my hair out of the terry cloth head wrap. I don't have a diffuser yet, so what I've been doing is everything that I do with my hair with my head upside down just to get volume. But eventually I'm gonna have to figure out a new method because I don't like how my hair comes forward. I kind of want it to go more back. But what I'll do is with one hand I will hold my hair up while it's wet, and then with the other hand I'll use my hair dryer while it's supported and kind of dry it while it has the gel in. And that, you kind of want the waves to be compacted while it dries so that the waves will hold. But anyway, my whole goal with growing my hair out was to kind of have like a beachy kind of natural thing, and I definitely do think that it's a lot more natural of a look, and I have noticed that it has wavy tendencies, and I've kind of encouraged that. So a few more things I kind of want to say, kind of related, kind of not. These are some crazy times. We've been separated from each other. We've been separated from friends and family. A lot of people have been unable to work. A lot of people have been working from home, trying to work from home, trying to parent from home at the same time. And I think that times like these really make us take a look at what is most important to us and what are our priorities. And also, the world has been in kind of a crazy, in some ways we've been in a bubble. I live by a train now. In some ways we've been living in a bubble where, stocks have just been going up and up, and people have been, the stock market is dictated by greed and fear. We've been in a very greedy time. Political campaigns have been very, greedy and malicious. And I think that people have kind of lost track of basic things like, spending time with family, spending time being kind to yourself, figuring out what your own personal needs are, and just kind of taking care of investing in yourself and your family. I don't really have much of a point in all this. It's just, I think that this pandemic has been kind of a reset for everybody, because before, I feel like the pace was frantic. I mean, we were going out for drinks every weekend. I have been working toward a promotion at work for a couple of months. I was performing in opera work in Atlanta, and that was very frantic for me, rehearsal until 11:30 at night. I ended up realizing that did not align with my objectives. I would rather do less and have more time for hobbies and to kind of unwind and to reflect. And so for me, this pandemic, I've gotten closer to my family, but whoa, that was a hawk. I've gotten closer to family. It's just, please do not let this pandemic, do not let this lull in our culture, do not let this pause be in vain, because soon the world is going to speed up again. Everyone's going to be fighting for the same promotions again. Everyone's going to be out at the clubs. Everyone is going to be so scattered again. Please take this time to look inward and kind of figure out what is important to you, because if you don't work on yourself during this, then what has this been for? Make some lemonade,
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
I have to go.
You need to work on yourself before you can be valuable to the world around you. So what have you learned from this quarantine? What have you practiced? I have kind of figured out that I'm more of an introvert. I have been working on my finances. I've been getting my finances in order. I've been working on my Airbnb that I have in my new house. I've been optimizing that, and I've been adding value so that I can optimize the price in the future. I have filed my taxes. I will say that I have been combating depression the last 6 months. I think part of that has been because of, it's just inherent to being an introvert. Maybe you have very good friends, but very few. So you need to make sure that you have a good support network. I have moved, and by moving, I was able to turn my previous house into an investment property. And by moving into a house with an extra room, I was also able to make this new house an investment property by having an Airbnb. What else have I been working on during this time? I've been trying to drink less alcohol and get more sleep and drink more water, because 2 years ago, I was very into fitness, and I don't have a gym here. And during the quarantine, I haven't been able to go to a gym. So I've been walking, a couple thousand steps a day, probably 6,000 steps a day average. But it's just, the whole point is we're experiencing a major pause in our lifestyle right now, which, yes, it's uncomfortable, and yes, it's inconvenient, but what are you doing with it, So please just think about how you're going to come out of this pandemic with some kind of lemonade. Okay, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. I will say that during this pandemic, it's been very tempting to buzz all my hair off, because it tends to go in my face whenever I'm trying to do anything. Like, I just filed my taxes this morning and my hair was all up in my face, and I probably had like 5 bobby pins in it, and I've told myself that I put too much work in to just shave it off. And so I'm kind of at the moment right now where I've decided to enjoy it and kind of take it out for a test drive. So I'm thinking I'll keep it for the summer, maybe the fall. Maybe I'll finally have some kind of full shoulder thing. I don't really have a goal, but in the long run, I kind of do think a short, preppy haircut is more my personality. But, if you don't try it now, when are you going to try it? So anyway, please be sure to like and subscribe my video, and I'll make more of these. And let me know what you want to see next. And I'll see you next time. Bye.